Difficult times call for leaders who are up to the challenge. We live in a seemingly negative time. Consequently, we need to develop a core of leaders who can inspire, encourage, and empower. Author, motivator, and my friend Jon Gordon back here on The Morning Show to talk about his new book, The Power of Positive Leadership, which, by the way, is just available on Amazon and some other outlets this morning. Jon, good to have you back here.
Good to be with you, Bruce.
You know, as leaders, I know we've got to accentuate the positive, but you can't do that without saying we live in a very negative, acrimonious society where there is a general lack of respect for life. Does the leadership base really know what leadership is all about?
I don't think so, and that's why I wrote this book. I mean, I want leaders to understand that it's not about negativity. You have to confront the negativity, but you have to do so in a positive way. You have to lead with vision. You have to build a great culture. You have to unite people and then connect with individuals. You have to develop relationships, lead with purpose, pursue excellence. Positive leaders are demanding, but they're not demeaning, and that's how you lead to get results.
Now, in this book, as you have in some of your others, and I know you do in your talks, you talk about the energy vampires, the people who really suck the life out of society. They've become a part of the fabric of our culture. How do you remove them?
Well, first, you identify that there are energy vampires. You have to confront it. You have to deal with negativity. Don't ignore it. Too many leaders ignore the negativity, but you must then address it in a positive way. Don't be negative about negativity. Seek to transform. First, transform. If you can't transform, if you can't lead in a positive way to get someone to change, then you may have to remove them if they're not willing to change.
Excuse me 1 second. Going to come back to Jon in just a second. First, take you live to the courthouse where Congresswoman Corrine Brown is about to enter. Today marks jury selection, which is expected to last 2 days in this trial, or federal corruption trial. The trial itself, then, after the jury is seated, will expected to last at least 2 weeks. All along, the Congresswoman has maintained her innocence. In an exclusive interview, she talked with Lindsey Gardner, and I hear she's talking to reporters right now. Let's hear what she has to say.
What do you want to say to your supporters? Ms. Brown, what do you want to say to your supporters?
We just need your support. We would like to prayers and everything, and we would just like your support. Today is going to be jury trial selection, and then we would like for everybody to support.
That's Ms. Brown's spokeswoman. She is being uncharacteristically quiet. In an interview you heard only on 4 over the course of the past couple of days, she said that I'm being very vocal in advance of the trial because nobody can tell my story better than me. As for whether or not she is prepared in the event of the jury finding her guilty to spend as much as 350 years in prison, well, she says, you know what, she'll deal with that if she has to, but she maintains her innocence. Let me get back to Jon here. When you talk about leadership, it's really about bringing out the best in people, not running all over them. And I'm afraid that that's been a part of the culture of corporate society these days.
Right. It's about focusing on the fruit of the tree, the numbers, the outcome, the results, and not the root. But if you invest in the root, you invest in people, in relationships, you help people be their best, you encourage them, you bring out the best of them, guess what? You then get great fruit.
Who do we look to? Who provides a good example? And you provide a number in the book.
Yeah, a number of great examples in the book. Dabo Sweeney's a great example. 6 and 7 in 2010, turned around the culture. First day of becoming head coach, brings in a sign that says believe, another side that says I can't with the T crossed out. He knew he had to restore belief to his team. Didn't have success right away, but then built success. Alan Mullally turned around they were losing $14 billion in 2006, had them profitable in a few years. One of the greatest leadership feats in history. I interviewed him for this book. I mean, I got an MBA from that interview of just talking to Alan about how he did it. He defined his leadership style as positive leadership.
Now, we know that the 10 Commandments provides a foundation for our life. In chapter 11 of your book, you've got what I call the 12 commandments of leadership here. I'm just going to highlight a couple. And they seem so easy. Lead with passion, fuel with optimism, have faith, power with love, and maintain hope. And that last one, some people sit back and they say, you know what, I watch the news every day. I see the headlines on my iPhone when I check to see what's going on. It's difficult to maintain hope. What do we summon from inside of us?
We don't create our world outside in. We create it inside out. Outside is the noise, the media, the expectations, all of the hype, all the negativity. Inside is your love, your passion, your purpose, your resolve in creating the world. So we create inside out. That's how the world's always been created. Any positive leader who's changed the world has done it from inside with that passion and purpose to create the world outside. That's why I wrote this book. That's why I'm passionate about it. And that's why I believe that leaders today need to read it.
Is that the driver of success?
That is the driver of success. And it's also the driver to transform teams and change the world. And I really want our president to read it. I want every member of Congress to read it. I've had a lot of leaders read it already, and they said, John, this book is transformative. Again, I didn't write this just to write a book. This is 10 years of what I've learned working with the leaders, like Dabo Swinney, like Dave Roberts with the Dodgers, like Doug Cohen at Campbell Soup, how he turned around Campbell Soup. This is interviews I've done. So this is all about what I've learned, and then I share it with practices, principles, and how to.
These are real-life examples. It's not just rhetoric. Again, the book is The Power of Positive Leadership by Jon Gordon. If you think a friend will benefit from Jon's message, number one, you can pick up a book starting today on Amazon or the other book outlets, and we will post this interview so you can revisit it by about 10:30, 11 o'clock this morning on newsforjax.com. Just go to the morning show page under the video section. Jon, always a pleasure. Thanks for being here.
Thanks.
All right,